Y'all, in a previous video, we mixed and matched patterns to make this great, absolutely gorgeous bag. And we had scraps. Hi everyone, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Stay tuned. Welcome to my channel, friends. Thank you so much for being here today. I truly appreciate it. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. To all of my longtime subscribers, thank you so much for being here and continuing to come back. In a previous video, we made this gorgeous 6 by 8.5 by 2 inches deep bag. And we cut pieces to put it together because that was the point of the video, to show how we can take different patterns and match them to create something beautiful and useful. Anytime we do something like this, we're going to have scraps, and most of the time when we are crafting, we end up with scraps anyway. So today I'm going to show you a fun way to take some leftover scraps, mix and match them, and create another beautiful but useful project. So I'm going to flip to my overhead camera. We're going to go through my scraps together. But y'all know what time it is. It's time to make it. All right, y'all. So here are some of the scraps that I have left over. I made this bag with you guys on camera, but I also made some other bags that I'm going to be using, and I used different papers. So I have a whole bunch of different types of scraps in here, and we're going to take a few of these scraps to create something really gorgeous. Now, what I'm going to be looking for is I want pieces that are fairly large, so that I can trim them to hopefully 6 by 6. So I'm just going to grab a few. Let's see what we have. Let's see. We have this one. We have this one. So I'm going to go with these 4. And I am still going to save these scraps because we can make other projects with these as well. Then I'm going to have 2 pieces of 12 by 12. And both of these can be considered on the lighter end of a medium weight paper. So what I'm going to do, y'all, is I'm going to take these and I am just going to cut them down to 6 by 6. I could cut them smaller for the project that we're doing, but this is just going to save me some time, and I'll have 6 by 6 scraps left over in case I want to do another project like this. So 6 by 6, we don't have to be exact. And before we move on, I just want to send out a reminder. I still have seats available in the Advent Box class. It's a Zoom class, and it is in October. So I do have seats available in that. Check my website. I'll have it linked in the description box below if you're interested in joining me. And on this class, where I was filling this bag with a whole bunch of goodies, that particular class has sold out, but there are still seats available in the Advent Box class. So I have my 4 pieces, and we're going to use all of these on the same project, and we're going to be looking at them the same way that we did on the large bag. We do have 2 pieces that don't have any of that teal color in them, but they all give you the same visual in terms of it is the autumn color that's being consistent from piece to piece. So I'll show you how easy it is to make this work. It might not look like it will, but there are projects that we can do where we can pull in odd pieces like this to make it work. So y'all, what I need to do is I need to add tape to the backs of all of my pieces, and I'm just going to add tape on each piece. So I'll cover this in tape completely. If you have a sticker maker, you can use your sticker maker to cover these. I do have a sticker maker, but I am just going to do this by covering this in tape. And I'm going to cover all of these in tape, and y'all, I will be right back. All right, y'all, so I have tape on the backs of all of my pieces, and basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take these pieces and I'm going to place them down on a 12 by 12 sheet. Now, because I'm layering this, I don't have to use a very heavyweight piece of cardstock. I can use a lighter to medium weight piece because I don't want to add too much bulk to what I'm about to do. But we're just going to take these and we're going to put them down like this. Now what I'm doing, because we have the teal here and the teal here, I want them to be opposing each other on the diagonal. Then I can go in and I can take this piece, and then we can take this piece and we can put it down like this. And now you're able to see that even though we have a whole bunch of different patterns, we also have some consistency in that autumn look going all the way around. I won't change these, but if you want to play around with a different layout, you can move that there and that there. You can see what works best for you. Now, me personally, I like it like this. And once we have it laid down and we have everything put together, you're going to see just how cute this actually is. So now I'm just going to slide these over and I'm going to peel away the tape backers from the first two that I'm putting down. That's just going to make it easier for me to control. And we will be doing some trimming to this once we have these in place. I'm sure some of you are saying, what in the world is she doing? Trust me, it is going to be something that you probably wouldn't think about, but now you won't be able to get it out of your mind, and you'll be looking at papers and you'll be thinking, I can match those just as Sherry just did. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it here like this. And like I said, I don't have to be exact because we will do some trimming to this piece. So now I'm going to take this one and just basically match it to this one. So those are nice and stuck. I made sure that my seams are hitting. And now we'll be taking this one and we'll take this one and we will put it down. So let's go ahead and peel away those tape backers. And at the end of this video, I'll have a graphic showing some of the things that I used in this video for those of you who might be interested, such as the tape, the glue, the finger blade, the scoreboard, all of that. So my tape is almost off. Let me clean my desk just a little bit. So then we're going to take this one and we're basically going to make sure that we have our seams as even as possible. Just make sure that there is no overlap here and then place it down. And we'll take this one and y'all will do the same thing. So I'm just going to slide it into place in both directions, just making sure that I don't have any seam overlap. And so now we have this gorgeous, gorgeous piece. I'm going to take it and we're going to trim it to 9 by 9. So I'm basically going to trim off 1.5 inches from all 4 sides. And we can save this because we can use it on another project. So we're just going to trim off 1.5 inches on all 4 sides. So you're going to end up with a piece that is 9 by 9, but the reason why I'm trimming off 1.5 inches on all 4 sides is so that my squares will be nice and even. So now we have this piece. I'm going to bring in this solid piece and I'm going to trim it to 10 7/8 by 10 7/8. And now we're going to take the 10 7/8 by 10 7/8 inch piece and let's score on all 4 sides at 2.5. And then let's bring in our piece here and we're going to score this on all 4 sides at 1.5. 1.5 all 4 sides. And because I did double this, I'm also going to do it from this side. So 1.5, all 4 sides. I want to make sure I have nice scores on this. All right, so we have our 2 pieces. We have this 9x9 that's scored at 1.5 on all 4 sides. And then we have a 10 7/8 by 10 7/8, and we scored it at 2.5 on all 4 sides. So now we're just going to take this and let's just fold and burnish all of our scores. And I will be putting this together using glue. When I'm making boxes or bags or anything that might hold some weight, I use glue to put it together. So now we're going to go up to the score mark here, and we will cut straight down on our score marks on all 4 sides. So let's go ahead and cut straight down. And then when you cut straight down, I'm going to do an angle cut like that. And we do this on all 4 sides. And we'll be doing the same process on that beautiful piece here. So let's just cut straight down, and then we angle. Cut straight down, and then we angle. Let's do it with this piece. I'm going to be just a little gentle as I fold this because I do have some thickness to this because I doubled my paper. But y'all, I can tell you, this is gorgeous, and it's going to be absolutely stunning when we're finished. So now I can do that same process of going up and cutting straight down, and then we angle in. And we do it on all 4 sides. So now we're ready to put this together. Let's go ahead and take some glue, and I'm going to put some glue on my tabs. Smush that around in the glue, and we can get it stuck. Then we'll take this one, let's smush it around in that glue. And then when we stick it, we want to make sure that our corners are nice, tight, and crisp. Then I'll go on the inside and just work that stick just a little bit more. And I'm just adding my glue. Take this piece and just smush it around in that glue. Get it stuck, making sure that we have those nice, tight, and crisp corners. And then I'll do the same thing over here. Y'all, I love mixing these patterns to get a different look on our projects. Look at that. Look at how gorgeous that is. I think that that is just beautiful. So I am going to bring in this piece, and we're going to add our glue. Let's go ahead and smush it around to get it stuck. I've been very lucky the last couple of videos. The paper that I'm using really does take to that glue very well. Sometimes you can have a paper that just does not like glue. It'll have a waxy coating, but these papers I've been using the last couple of days, they've been very glue friendly. And I happy about that. So let's just get this stuck. Now there is my box bottom. We're going to take our lid and put it on. Y'all, we have a beautiful, beautiful autumn themed box. So then I'm just going to take some ink and go around the box top just to sort of add some age to it. And I'll also go along this part. And we're just adding some ink, knocking off some of that brightness that might be on the box. You can see how I added a little ink to this. Then I'm going to do the same thing with this. I just want to add a little bit of ink so that it's not so bright looking. This little finger sponge that I'm using, I get these from Dollar Tree. They're in the cosmetics section. So now we have our box, and you can see just how cute this actually is. And I'm going to take this piece of ephemera that says "You Pick Pumpkins" with an arrow pointing this way, and I'm going to put it here, but I want to pop it with just a little bit of color. So I'm just going to add some tape to the back. I'm going to take this little piece of orange and place it right there. Then I'll just take my scissors and I'm going to cut out this little piece of ephemera. And now we'll take that and we'll put it right there. So I'm going to take some more of my tape. We'll take this piece and I'm going to put it right there. So y'all, there we have it. That is definitely a really cool way to take some of your scraps, create a really unique box top, and then just use some solid colored paper on the bottom. I absolutely love this. We have plenty of room. When finished, we have a fillable box that is 5 7/8 by 5 7/8, and it is 2.5 inches deep. So you can get quite a bit in this box. So again, y'all, we're taking different patterns and mixing them. This is a great idea for those scraps. So go back and pull out some scraps and make something similar to one of these. In an upcoming video, I'm going to show you how to take patterns that don't follow a certain consistency and still make them work. So I hope that you have enjoyed this fun, quick and easy way of using our scraps to make a custom piece of paper, which is exactly what we did. We took scraps and we created a brand new piece of paper, and you can do that too as well. If you have liked this video, and y'all, I certainly hope that you have, please hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, all day, every day, this is what we do and this is how we do it, and I would love to have you subscribe. So hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell so that you will know when I upload a new video. As always, my beautiful crafty friends, please be safe, be kind, and be the reason someone smiles today. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.